Santorini Volcano in the Aegean Sea of Greece. The ground is moving again in this area. The island of Paradise was named the world's best island by BBC recently. Also, they found new volcanoes in this area. If you do a Google image search for Greece, before you find pictures of the Parthenon or the Acropolis, you'll see several beautiful photos of Santorini, the picturesque island in the Aegean Sea. It's a caldera, as we see. The British Broadcasting Company named it the world's best island in 2011. Santorini is a tourist magnet famous for its breathtaking cliffside views and sunsets. It's also a volcanic island that's been relatively calm since its last eruption in 1950 until now. It also erupted had a very high eruption, very huge eruption at the time of the Exodus around 1600 BC. Now, the last eruption was around 1950. The Santorini caldera is awake again and rapidly deforming at levels never seen before. Georgia Tech Associate Professor Andrew Newman has studied Santorini since setting up more than 20 GPS stations on the island in 2006. This is the mantle plume under it, as we can see, and the caldera has imploded there. Now, after decades of little activity, a series of earthquakes and deformation began with the Santorini caldera in January of 2011, said Newman, whose research is published in Geophysical Research Letters. He said, since then, our instruments on the northern part of the island have moved laterally between 5 and 9 centimeters. The volcano's magma chamber is filling, and we are keeping a close eye on its activity. Newman, a geophysicist at the School of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, cannot be certain whether an eruption is imminent since observations of such activity on these types of volcanoes are limited. Now, we know that we've had tremendously huge earthquakes south of Santorini and the magnitude of 5, 5.5, 5.8, 6, and in the Aegean Sea south of the island here. And what was going on? They said that it's because magma is refilling in that area south of this island. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. And this is the aerial view of the island. As you can see, it's an imploded caldera. So the volcano's magma chamber is refilling, and he says we're keeping a close eye on its activity. Newman, the geophysicist at School Earth Atmospheric Sciences, cannot be certain whether an eruption is imminent since observations of such activity on the types of volcanoes are limited. He says, in fact, similar calderas around the globe have shown comparable activity without erupting. However, Newman says the chamber has expanded by 14 million cubic meters since last January, and that means enough magma has been pumped into the chamber to fill a sphere 3 football fields across. Should Santorini volcano erupt, Newman says it would likely be comparable to what the island has seen in the last 450 years. He says that could be dangerous. If the caldera erupts underwater, it could cause local tsunamis and affect boat traffic, including cruise ships in the caldera. There's a lot of cruise ships going there. They go island hopping along the Aegean Islands. So it could be local tsunamis affecting boat traffic, including cruise ships in the caldera. Earthquakes could damage homes and produce landslides along the cliffs. More than 50,000 tourists a day flock to Santorini in the summer months from May to October, and it's common to see as many as 5 cruise ships floating above the volcano. Santorini is the site of one of the largest volcanic events in human history, the Minoan eruption of Crete, which occurred around 1650 BC, buried the major port city of Akrotiri with more than 20 meters of ash, that's over 60 feet of ash, and created Santorini's famous present-day cliffs. Newman says such history will likely not repeat itself anytime soon. Such an eruption comes along once every 100,000 years, and the current inflation in the magma chamber is less than 1% of the Minoan blast. The project was supported in part by the National Science Foundation, and this is by Georgia Institute of Technology on Science Daily. Now, about the new volcanoes found there. New volcanoes discovered hidden around Santorini, and this is October 25th, 2021, article by George Lialios. New research found unknown and fortunately inactive volcanoes around the Aegean island of Santorini. A seismic survey of the seabed using sound waves revealed a previously unknown volcanic center. Buried beneath the deposits of volcanic eruptions west of Santorini, scientists also revealed for the first time how Santorini and its neighboring volcanoes, Colombo and Christiana, were created and evolved over time. The results were published a few days ago in Scientific Journal Geology. The research led by Jonas Preen from Institute of Geophysics of the University of Hamburg. Participants included University of Athens Associate Professor Evi Nomikou and Emeritus Professor Dimitris Papanikolaou, as well as researchers from Helmholtz Center for Ocean Research Kiel and University of Clermont-Avignon. Now, about Santorini, we can go to volcano discovery. The facts here. The caldera is 329 meters, that's about 1,000 feet, and 128 meters at top at 400 feet, top of most recent lava shield, Neakameni. Santorini is a volcano island group and the central south end of the Cyclades and the Aegean Sea in Greece. As a popular tourist destination in Greece, it's renowned for its spectacular sea-filled volcanic caldera surrounded by steep, colorful cliffs, the beauty of its villages and fields. The typical eruption style, dominantly explosive, with effusive activity during intervals. Powerful, explosive, so-called Plinian eruptions appear to occur every 10 to 30,000 years. Construction of the lava shields and minor to irregularly spaced subplinian explosive activity during interval times. Santorini eruptions, 1613 BC, the so-called Minoan eruption, one of the largest Plinian eruptions during the past 10,000 years on Earth. Historic eruptions, 197 BC, 46 AD, 726 AD, 1570, 1707, 1866, 1925, 1939 to 41, 1950. The latest nearby earthquakes, well, we had one 2 days ago of 2.3 magnitude, December 15, December 13, 1.4, December 10th, 1.4, December 3rd, 2.7, things like that. So it's inflating, and it's also they have also found recently various new volcanoes in the area of Santorini. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.